take Jerusalem anyway. So there's no time pressure. Man, the chat is just full of red. It's easier to read the stuff that isn't red. What you should be doing is messaging me when there's something worth reading. So that sounds so stuck up. But the point remains that the chat is completely red. I was thinking about experimenting with slow mode today, but then I thought I don't actually want to use slow mode, do I? I just need to think up some way that chat is readable. Jake, Novgober is Sunni, right? Don't like the name Novgober, but they are Sunni, and they're almost 100% unified religiously. I look forward to feeding them. They haven't fleshed out any religious ideas, but Inam Rotislav V is not a bad administrator, much like glorious Charles VIII de Valois. Oh, he's gonna have to die. Thankfully, he doesn't have cores. Well, he doesn't have cores on these lands, but if he took Ghent, that would be a big issue. Which means I need to throw a warning down on France. Yep, this is why we stay in the region. If they sieged Bourbon up to 0%, then he would stop that that coring. Was that an event or another revolt? On the plus side for him, he's going to have all this recent uprisings. It was a regular uprising, so he should have no revolt risk anywhere. If anything, things worked out really well for him. Rebel sentiment lasting 5 years, I believe. Let's pick up the last of our troops and get ready. Well, I say last of our troops, I really think it's high time we made more. Counting houses on the go. So this is land that we'll be using for recruiting regulars. But what regulars now? I'm unsure. I mean, I will definitely need more troops to deal with the Commonwealth and Sweden. I can't just rely on my vassals here. Jake, let subs be another colour and mods another. Give plenty to both. More subs. Well, we already hit the 100 target for subs, so I'm not too concerned about getting more, but probably not a bad idea there. If I wanted more emotes of my glorious trucker friends, then I would have to get 250 subs, and I think we've pretty much hit the plateau at 100. Nothing wrong with that, though. Jake, why no buildings on Sicily? Because the Sicilian mafia robbed me once, and I will not be helping them. That's not at all the reason. It's just an inconvenient place to be recruiting more units, so no way, man. Troops over here and ready for you. The question is, would it be better to declare war on you? The Ottomans would join in that way, and that would be a big boon. After all, the Ottomans love me. Oh, they'll join in anyway, despite being 498 in debt. Right, the Commonwealth, the co-belligerent, and the Commonwealth friends of... See, Finland joining in could be quite nice. But that is a lot of land that I have to give to Livonian Order. And we did just dice with death when it comes to overfeeding. No, I think it's a case of go big or go home. The alternative is that I could give this land to Novgorod and just this to Livonian Order, but I'd rather my vassals had complete access to all of their provinces. So no islands, no land that they can't get to, you know, like this land is to Toulouse. Ah, there we go. Can't say it wasn't expected. Fortunately, we have many mercs that are ready to die for them. What we should do then is make a template. I don't know, 4,000 seems good. Just call it 4inf. There we go, 40,000 fresh-faced boys ready to die for me. You could always feed the Teutons a bit by killing more Brandenburg. No, the Commonwealth and Sweden, this unholy alliance has got to die. We'll wipe out these Danish patriots, and then we go to war. The Commonwealth hopefully still have paper troops. The next tank isn't an important one, so nothing to worry about there. Let's get the embargoes on the go as well. Who else is there? Austria. Yeah, both of them fairly worthless. And do I still have my 1 or 2 privateers hanging around here? It's Venice, right? Do Venice, but go home at war. Practically worthless. Now, having high maneuver general allows you to bypass the crossing straight penalty, which is huge. It would be a -2 normally. Okay, aggressive expansion impact plus 5%. Or I could spend 50 dip, but that's never going to happen because we are miserly with our points around here. Jake, don't feed Teutons, it will cancel the march. I think they'll still remain a march, but they'll lose their bonuses. Because I know you have to end march status. And I just need the status for the achievement. The Holy Trinity. Okay, this is promising. I do feel like this is far too few troops, though. Well, what's the point in fighting a sure thing, really? Will endure the pain of a tight war, or suffer the regret of being a scrub. Although I am shooting myself in the foot if I don't organise my composition beforehand. So what I'm going to want is a death stack. Combat width is still 30, so there's no good reason to have anything other than 30-30 here. Preferably having all the infantry on the front line being glorious mercenaries who are willing to die for me, and this entire backup stack will just be, I don't know, split up in siege. So we got the ultimate attack stack here, led by 525 man. I don't know how many men the Commonwealth have. Let's have a cheeky wee gander. Commonwealth 50,000, but with 109,000 manpower. We could take some notes from that. We'll send our boats back up to pick up our extra boys. But I don't think the Swedish Navy is something that we're really going to have to worry about. So we can send off our transports unaided. Actually, I'll just send them over here because our boys can walk home. Well, they can walk most of the way. At some point I will have to patch it up so we can walk from Holland to Vlaanderen, but that is 1, 2, 3 provinces at least. Burgundy, Jura and Flanders. Unpleasant. As long as Holland don't exist though, because Holland are a colonizer. Ah, such virgin lands. 40k in Italy, Jake. Yeah, I'm making them, but they can arrive a little later. Oh god, I'm getting itchy trigger fingers now. I want to kill some Swedes. We do this, we make Commonwealth a co-belligerent. We call it a holy war so that all land we take is free. The Golden Horde will join in. They're no longer quite so in debt. Let's just go for it. Is there anything I need to do before this? We're already integrating Galicia. Don't need to sell any provinces. Yeah, whatever. Commonwealth without even access to the Baltic equals weak as hell. Let's hope so. Loving this Pope. He's not the best we've ever had, but he certainly comes close. We're only allowed one leader, so he may as well be the guy here. The rest of us... Looking at the fort map mode, Commonwealth is entirely made of fort level 2. Oh, this is a nice little cheeky preview. We can see their troops over there. And the Ottoman really surged up in military technology somehow. Certainly wasn't under the watchful eye of Mehmed II. He's a little incompetent. But about those forts, it means that we can send out some fairly low strength stacks and have this land sieged up. Now, Sweden, we're not really worrying about. Since when was Sweden ever something worth worrying about? Is anyone going to Krakow? Krakow is a higher priority than that, because they tend to run to Krakow. Now, I'm the one running to Krakow, to Warsaw rather, because it's their capital. The AI loves to keep troops on their capital during peacetime. It's going to be a bit of attrition. There we go. I see you have your tradition of having incredibly strong generals. But that's fine. It would be even more fine if you stayed there, because that is plains. Good. Not so good. We'll stop you from going to Podlasie, and then we will crush you here. No river crossing penalty, fighting in plains, and that'll give us a good taster for just how well you fight. Forgot that Silesia is involved in this. Further forgot about the navy situation. Hold strong, my Teuton friends. Now, it's lovely having a huge morale difference, and we're on par with discipline because our papal ambitions are +5. So let's see how they fare. This is my favourite kind of enemy. You kill them and they shed money. That +10 money was actually coming from the looting of Warsaw. It wasn't that we were just killing troops and robbing their carcasses, although that would also appeal. The attrition is going to be hell walking through here, but that's alright. We are prepared. Maybe not so prepared for that, though. Perhaps we should hang around in Warsaw so that we're ready to defend our stacks. At least Warsaw is a fairly high supply limit for us. I want to kill some Swedes, Jake says, weeks before his Paradox HQ job is supposed to start. Yeah, Jake, sorry to fire you already, but we think you're a threat to national security. I can change, I swear. Okay, so this land gets sieged up. We're not worried because Livonia is a march and they have defensive ideas, so all I can say is good luck sieging that up, Sweden. Unfortunately, being defensive doesn't make you the most brilliant of fighters, but it might be an opportunity. No, just let them die. I can't get too attached to them. Rest in peace, you glorious sons. Finnish, of course. Novgorod are not a nation of great fighters, it must be said. Horde DLC is something I would love to happen, but we might be waiting a while. Alright, we have our extra troops ready. Let's march them all the way up to the boats. And they can enter the fray. Wow. Don't underestimate the orders. You may not have won, but I'm impressed by that fighting. Seems that Navarre want to go in and congratulate as well. How's the Corin going to lose? Slowly but surely, under the watchful eye of Inam Pons III. Right, the capital is down, so that'll tank Commonwealth prestige. Allows me to spread out a little more. And I do greatly appreciate you softening up the target, although I don't appreciate that 543 general. Have at. Now, this is silly for me to march into this. But if you can't fight your enemy head on, when can you fight them? Well, marsh will cross a river. We're looking at -2 to all of my rolls here. Come on. Have at. You do not have a papal bull to own this Lithuanian land. Get out! Get out of my swamp! Which is what I suppose Lithuania is. This is hurting us right in the shekels, but we'll just have to deal with that. Chase them down. I'm guessing that they're going to go to Kiev because it's high base tax. Herald from France, they have an inbred on the throne. Excellent news. No, they're running further than Kiev, but where? Chernigov. But Chernigov is their final resting place. It was worth it. We get to fight in a march again, but... Come on, good fire roll. Squish. Commonwealth is made of paper. Don't like the way Finland are situated there, though. I get the feeling that they want to snipe my men. So we're bringing the stack back. Jake, do you have nightmares of Christians colonizing? Let me tell you about nightmares, okay? When I was doing the Ryukyu World Conquest, not the one that I streamed, but the one before that, when I went to bed and shut my eyes, I would see nightmares of rebels. It was terrifying. It was like a coming-of-age experience. A very horrible one. Right, get those 10-to-1s wherever possible. That is one of my many policies. Squish. The finish run back to Finland. Livonian Order. I'm really glad I sold them this land now, though, because they have a lot better fort defense than myself. Good job to lose. Now, one of the main reasons we're focusing on the Commonwealth first rather than Sweden is that we can make separate peace with the Commonwealth. But to get all the war score, we need to get it through occupation of their lands. This is going suspiciously well. Take a siege, press forward. And on come the reinforcements. There we go. Not even sure why Silesia is part of this. Do I even want to give them over? Because it's not even the right culture. Hold on. Breslau did not begin as Saxon. Money back. Guarantee you it did not begin as Saxon. Adopted Saxon culture. Thank you kindly, Brandenburg. Because that removes the Bohemian increased coring cost. Unfortunately, they still have it on these core provinces, but... ugh. Silesia. Oh, that's just Diplomatic Defense Act. That'll go away when we annex Silesia. Yes, when we annex Silesia. I don't think they should exist for much longer. Then again, they are HRE. And if the number of princes falls below 25, we lose the bonuses, so I think perhaps Silesia can be allowed to continue existing as a token of goodwill. That's awfully small. The stacks, I mean, so... Let's make a line. Hearts of Iron line tactics, engage. Jake, tell Oldenburg to siege sexy Luxembourg. They're involved in this war? I liberated them and look how they repay me. Now they're also HRE, but I do get the feeling that they can die. the Oldenburg general's just staring at them saying, you make one move. Army von Lohnberg, led by Marcus Martin, and you dead. However, you don't move and you're also dead, so it's academic really. I want this land, even though it's an HRE guy. It will allow me to connect up my lands. Zone defense, boys, come on. He's an interesting man, Joseph Roth. Highly skilled in all parts of the military, but he looks to avoid a battle. He doesn't want to waste life. He must feel really bad working for me. Nothing personal, kid. It was just following orders. Don't you have any Novgorod cores? No, just claims. But that's good enough for me. It's tricky because I want to give a lot of land away from the Commonwealth, but there's only so many you can take. I should really feed Novgorod though. Give them something to do. But it's good for them to flesh out their religious ideas rather than wasting points coring. He didn't become a successful general by dying, says Lan Misa. Excellent point. What isn't excellent are all these Commonwealth troops getting their numbers back up. They're probably heading north to try and attack me here. Let's get our men over in Wenden so that they can back them up if need be. If he goes to Turov and then to Minsk, I know I'm in a bit of trouble. Why is one called Minsk and the other called Pinsk? Doesn't it get rather confusing? Okay, so he wants to liberate us there. However, he will be no match for the Ottomans. Glad these guys are on my side. Come now, regulars. You didn't march all the way over from Italy just to die, did you? Guess maybe they did. Make a march on Kiev as well. It's high base tax, lots of war score. I love that the Pope was just invited to a religious ceremony for Muslims. Okay. I do want to concentrate on the Commonwealth, but there's a lot to be said for making a move on these lands as well. Alright. We'll leave you behind because you can barely move. You go and rest up in Riga. Otherwise, I want some of this land taken. I should go to sleep. Wake up at 3 at night, but Jake's streaming is addicted. Well, I thank you for that, jazz hands, but really... Well, you know what, do what you want. That's what I do in life. It would be hypocritical for me to say that you have to do something else. I want to keep that piety high, but I don't want to lose dip, especially since we're leaking it. We can afford to lose a bit of piety. Especially before we go and fight the Swedish super soldiers. Is Sussex a thing? Yeah. But you get Wessex, Essex, Sussex, and I don't think there's a Norsex. Because that would be too awesome. Johnny Test 464 says, damn, I'm late, how much have I missed? You've missed 3 hours and 25 minutes of it. Some people often like to check out the diplomatic map mode. This is how it looks. Galicia will soon be inside of us. There have been no future colonists. France has been stomped yet again. Novgorod big. Chewed our way through central Germany. Things are just going grand. DDR Jake will stream more often when you are at Paradox. That's not a question, but yes, I will. I will have regular office hours, which is something I have not had in many years. I haven't had that since I worked in the water industry. And I will use these regular hours to have some regular streaming. How does that sound? Sounds pretty great, doesn't it? At least I hope I will. And Johan just has a fit of rage and kicks me out onto the street. That would be something. Siege of Godno is down. Yeah. Sorry, Commonwealth. If you had formed like this in many other people's games, you would be laughing, but you got in my way, and for that, you have got to die. One of the Arumba suggestions was to have waypoints for your armies so that they siege something up and then move along. I would never trust the AI to do that for me. He says, getting ravaged by Finns. I forgot they were down but not out. It's probably a stat wipe for you guys unless I pull you out. Yeah. Novgorod. I love Novgorod so much. Jake, remember to give something Teutons something core. Oh, yes, of course. They've even sieged it up for themselves. They want it bad. And they can have it bad. I mean, it's only 10, isn't it? A lot of this will be going to them. Let's get a feel for it, though. That would be a bit much to give, but I do want it Polish to be an accepted culture for you. What I will probably do is not give this then. Yeah, what I will do instead is just give Polish land. Anybody good at the maths? So, the Teutonic Order has 10, 20, 33... 37, 43, 48, 58, 59 base tax right now. How much base tax of Polish land do I have to give them for Polish to be an accepted culture? Bearing in mind Polish would have to make up 20% of their base tax. Probably give them about 20 to be safe. Alright, we obviously need a bit of backup in Sweden, in Finland, because it's looking a bit hairy over there. The last place we need backup is here in Commonwealth. That tells me that, is anyone going to Chernigov? Then take care of Chernigov. Difference between mercs and regular soldiers. When regular soldiers are reduced to 0, they remain intact as a unit. When mercs get reduced to 0, they will disband as a unit. That counts for individual units. So let's say you had 5 stacks and 4 of them were 0 and 1 was 1,000. It would reduce to 1 stack of 1,000. Alright, all is going well. Let us begin the march north. Manpower not hurting too much. Jake, chat is collectively uncertain. Somebody says 13 base stacks. Well, I know that isn't right.